I have to say, the situation with the French border closure really is exposing the absolute fanatics on the EU side. And I'm not just talking here about Guy Verhofstadt, yes, one of the most well-known MEPs, with some absolutely ridiculous comments that he's been rightly slated for. I'm talking about French President Emmanuel Macron's Europe Minister today, making cheap political points about a French border closure here that is affecting people's lives, with lorry drivers who are trying to make a living, trying to get home to their family at Christmas, and you've got Macron's French Europe Minister on Twitter making cheap political points, tagging in election candidates. This is absolutely outrageous behaviour and shows you, as I said, the real fanaticism on the other side in the EU. I'm angry about this. What is being done today and what is being said is completely out of order and exposes once again why the UK is absolutely right to have left the EU, absolutely must secure a clean break from the end of the transition period. I'm going to bring you all the very latest in this report, guys, but please start off by hitting the subscribe button and the bell. Now, I'm talking about one Clément Beaune, Macron's Europe Minister. And translated today, as he tweeted the footage of lorries, saying, for all the pseudo-patriots who praise the permanent closure of borders every day and tagging in a couple of election candidates, their likely election candidates, Marine Le Pen being one, essentially trying to make a political point out of what is going on. For those who think that this French border closure does not have a strong political element to it, please wake up and see what's going on here. And as I said, this isn't a French backbencher. This is France's Europe Minister. This is absolutely disgraceful. Making a cheap political point when people's livelihoods, when people's ability to get home for Christmas, and don't forget, a lot of these lorry drivers are from across the EU, trying to do their jobs, trying to get home. Absolutely outrageous. And by the way, Clément Beaune as well, in another bizarre tweet today, claiming that the UK is paying more for vaccines than the EU, celebrating a vaccine regime with the EU that has seen a German-developed vaccine by 2 German scientists. The German people have to wait longer, a lot longer, to receive it than the UK because they were waiting for EU approval. And yet you get this sort of obsession we're now seeing, I think, from people within the EU who are deeply concerned about just how well Brexit UK can do as an independent, self-governing nation, seizing Brexit competitive advantage. Now, a few people have responded. I responded myself to Clément Beaune's outrageous outburst. Nigel Farage also hitting back, saying no deal is better than an agreement with people that hate us. James Holland hitting back by saying a bit Vito Corleone, this tweet. Your government is sowing panic among thousands of French people and European companies, and afterwards you praise the atrocious consequences of your decisions. British Remainers, who are reasonable, must surely see what is going on here as well. And we see John on Twitter says, I'm a pro-European and a Francophile. But this is the result of a totally over-the-top reaction from a French government trying to make a useless, irresponsible point that is also penalising a lot of French and other European people. Ridiculous and immature. Christopher Howarth responding, so it's not a health measure, but a crude attempt to teach the UK a lesson. Is that what he means? Well, I think it is what he means, isn't it? Ben Cobley, the French Minister for Europe, basically saying it's not about COVID at all, a threat. And just to add to this as well, Guy Verhofstadt making the bizarre point, I mean, don't forget, we're still in the transition period here, making the bizarre point. We forgot what borders look like. Some thought they would remain open with or without the EU. They will now start to understand what leaving the EU really means. They're stopping European businesses operating. They're stopping people from across the EU being able to go back home to see their families at Christmas. These people have lost the plot. They are total fanatics. The response to this, again, predictably, outraged by this ridiculous, pathetic, cheap point scoring. Dr. Rakib Hassan, this rotten, mean-spirited individual, turned out to be one of the greatest assets to the UK's pro-Brexit movement. His contempt for the UK and personal dream to see it fail outside the EU means I would never vote for any political party that runs on a rejoin policy. And there's no doubt Guy Verhofstadt has been a massive asset for all of us who believe in leaving the EU and making sure we secure our independence. Martin Daubney, my old mucker, hitting back saying, thank you, Guy Verhofstadt, on behalf of the 17.4 million who voted Brexit. Every time you tweet your open contempt for the UK, you absolutely remind us why we voted to jettison overblown feudal mayors like you. For the UK Leave movement, you've been a supremely useful idiot. And as Jack Montgomery points out, we're still an EU member in all but name, of course, in that transition period set to finish at the end of this year. And this hasn't helped the situation at all. Trying to pin it to Brexit is a shameless spin. And the very latest, as I say, in terms of what's going on there, the Telegraph reporting that lorry drivers have clashed with police in Kent as they become frustrated by the border issue. Footage showed a handful of police officers attempting to push back a small crowd of men in Dover on Wednesday morning. One man said to have been arrested. Drivers at the entrance of the port's eastern docks have been honking their horns, shouting in protest. And I'll just give you these responses from some of the drivers down there, quoted by The Sun. One Romanian saying, "We have been here since Monday. We just want to go home." One Polish driver telling Sky News, "Everyone wants to go home. In the cars, there's a lot of kids." Said, "I don't want to move. We block everything. We want to go back home. We don't want to," and this is the crucial bit, isn't it? Everyone can see through the political angle here. The games that are being played. This is ridiculous. We don't want to fight with the police. It's not the UK's fault. The problem is France. It's a political game. Nothing to do with COVID. It's all Brexit. Macron should be gone. And I just think you need to look at this. As I say, Guy Verhofstadt, a senior MEP, but Clement Beaune, this guy's Macron's Europe minister. These are the people we're negotiating with. And this is the stuff they're coming out with. Tagging in election opponents when they've closed the border. This is absolutely ridiculous. And as I said, I think it reveals once again the fanaticism that you're dealing with on the other side. Look, I hope we have a no deal. I hope we have a clean break from the EU so we take back control. We're not in ridiculous transition periods for years more to come. We're not restricted by EU rules and regulations, and we can seize maximum Brexit competitive advantage. But I hope, whether Brits voted leave or remain, they can see what is going on here. Let me know what you're making of all of this, guys. And of course, if you found this report helpful and informative, give it a big thumbs up. Would really appreciate that. And of course, you can support my work by hitting the join button. See the link in the top pinned comment. And of course, as ever, thanks for watching.